When I was in elementary school, I had a younger cousin who was a boy, and he enjoyed playing basketball. My family would say that he's gonna be the savior of the family. He's gonna go to the NBA. He's gonna make so much money. He's gonna get us out of poverty and be the saving grace of our family. And I remember being in my aunt's kitchen, hearing them say these things and thinking to myself, no, that's not what's gonna happen. I'm gonna become a millionaire because I'm learning, I have knowledge on my side. And if you go to the NBA and you don't have a plan for business, monetizing what you're doing, and creating a legacy beyond your franchise, it might as well just be just a moment in time and something that evaporates in the blink of an eye. So I didn't tell them this in the moment because I was young. A lot of times they didn't listen to me. It's the stay out of grown folks' business, mind your own business, blah, 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 where as a child, I'm to stay in a child's place. And the challenge of feeling like you have the potential for greatness, but not being seen for it, not being taken seriously, and if anything, being discouraged for what I brought to the table has made it challenging being an adult and finding my way and owning that I do make a difference in the world. I'm Latia. I am a natural rebel. I love honoring the spiritual foundation of having a God who created us in love and free will. And I really embrace clarity and vision and action planning. When it comes to life, it's super simple and yet extremely complicated. How do we reconcile the metaphysical principles of manifesting with the reality of doing the work, with there's something for nothing, but you can get things that are blessings because sometimes you're just blessed and right place, right time. There's all of these different things that happen where life can turn out in so many different ways, and yet you can still end up at the same result. Maybe you end up with something better. Maybe it's not quite what you expected or anticipated. And I feel like there's a challenge when it comes to spirituality where there's this idea of God's will. Do we honor God's will first? Is God's will really aligned with my will? Why would God give me desires and excitements and pleasures and dreams that are not of God? And then is it the devil? It's like there's this roller coaster of rules and things that we're supposed to follow to create our lives. And then you're not supposed to be like, I'm great, I'm superior, I've got this, I can do things. Because then you're not humble. And if you're not humble, then people will come and correct you and check you and be like, wow, your intuition's great. Well, don't get a big head about it. And it's just like, I'm saying my intuition, that's not quite me, but it's a part of me. I guess I'm smart enough to listen, but there's a difference. And there are just challenges that arise when you would like to be destined for greatness. And yet it's in a world where it's like, what makes someone great? How do you create your legacy and your empire and start building all of these things? And I know that for me, like a lot of the things that I see that I really care about and like are things that I used to hate. Like I used to hate technology. I was just like, Microsoft is dope and the internet is dope, but like computers, like why would anyone deal with that? And now I have a degree in computational science with a math focus where I put math and computers and programming and get to do all of these interesting things with it. And yeah, I also feel like I'm kind of moving away from that lately where it's more about energy and health and well-being and how does your gut talk to your mind and create your mood and all of that stuff. Because as we go through life, there's a lot of challenges that come up. And I feel like we're in a day and age where depression is the norm, yet we're not supposed to speak about it, yet we're medicating ourselves for it, and then we feel really confused and bad about it. But at this point, it's as though society is creating this monster. It's like this, I don't even know how to like describe it, but the amount of people who get prescribed antidepressants are diagnosed as bipolar or depressive or any of these different things, and then it's like, you're numbed a lot of the time. So like your personality might go away, your energy might go away, and you're drained, but you're told you also need to take this prescription until you die. And so it's just like, who are we to trust and believe, and how are we supposed to believe in ourselves, and is that the right person to believe? And we're taught not to believe in ourselves and to listen to doctors and all of these like experts who are there to help us, and yet we have a sick industry of health instead of a wellness industry. It's more prescriptive and how do I drug you up versus it being how do I teach you how to have a healthy lifestyle in the face of our modern technologies that are creating these imbalances within us. I don't know why it's that way, but it's interesting how it's like we're taught that we're the problem and we're not supposed to do what we would like. So it's like, I know for myself, I've been on a spiritual journey, and my relationship with God is one where I've always believed that God like loves us and cares about us and is ever forgiving. And if anything, it's like our alignment with our highest self. If you're aligned with the best version of yourself, the version of yourself that has 100% faith in you and your vision and your desires, you're honoring God. If you're aligned with that fear part of yourself where you're playing small, you are fearful, you don't want to state your truth, you are, dodging other people and just kind of staying like little, that's not of God. God doesn't want us to be out here like struggling and fearful and angry. And like, I believe that, but at the same time, like, we're free to feel however we like to feel. Emotions happen. Our bodies have a physical response to things that are happening around us. Sometimes that physical response becomes a thought. And then those thoughts cycle, which is like the mind, body, mind, like the relationship between those pieces. And we can train our minds to behave differently. We can train our bodies to behave differently. There's so much freedom, room, and potential for it. But I mean, will we ever get to a point where you're just like zen all the time? Maybe. But would you want to be zen in the face of a tragedy? Are we meant to just honor a fraction of our emotions and a fraction of our desires? Like, I don't believe that's what life is about. We were abundant to experience life as fully as possible and to experience it. I used to feel that to think and understand things and figure it out was like the most important thing to do in life. Like, wisdom is learning from other people's mistakes. And to a certain extent, that makes sense. Like, if I see you touch fire and you get burned, it's like, do I really need to like touch the fire to know I'm gonna get burned? Maybe, maybe not. But at the same time, if I think that the way you did relationships didn't work for you, it's like, I'm highly likely to have a relationship like you had because I'm resisting what you did. Then I don't get into relationships and I can't explore because I'm like, oh, I need to find the right relationship. And like, clearly this has all the signs of becoming like this thing. And then you don't learn a lesson on your own because like, as much as people can tell you things and you know the rules and how to figure it out, we don't really know until we get out there and we live our lives and we adjust and adapt and have fun and mess it up because we're people. and like, we're messy and weird and emotional and dramatic and crazy and overwhelming and underwhelming and just all the things that anything can be. People are good, evil. Like, there are dualities in this like physical reality that we're in, and it's whether we choose to be bothered by that in the face of those challenges, or do we choose to rise up? We always have a choice. And even when it comes to honoring our dreams and who we would like to be in life, we can always choose. Do I want to be faithful and honor my highest potential? Or would I rather be small and just fearful and keep neglecting my blessings and the possibility of growth and change? It's up to each of us. And like, there's a lot that goes into making sure you're ready for it. Like, do you feel like it's possible for you? There might be blockers in your way. There might be ways that you're self-sabotaging and you're not aware of. And I don't believe that you're doing it on purpose. We are taught to sabotage ourselves. We are taught not to trust our authority in life. We're taught not to listen to our feelings. We're taught not to listen to our bodies. Sometimes we're even taught that like, oh wow, you think you hurt? You're crazy. That's not happening. And to have your experiences and beliefs denied enough over time, then it leaves you in this position where it's like, well, what or who do I trust? Do I trust myself? Do I trust God? Do I trust the devil? Do I trust my feelings? Do I trust the Bible? Like, we are in a state where it's hard to know who and what to trust. and getting clear on that, like, where are these ideas coming from? Does it feel good and joyful and light, or does it feel heavy and condemning and just gross? We all have that choice. And if you're having trouble figuring out who is your best self, what is your best self capable of, then please send me a message on Facebook and reach out to me and we can have a conversation, because I am definitely a certifiable crazy person sometimes, and not in a send me to the house kind of way, but in a I'm willing to believe in a higher power. I'm willing to believe that there is a vortex of goodness in every person, and I'm willing to believe and like expand on any dream that people come to me with. If anything, I meet people and I'm just like, I would love it for someone to come to me with a dream of themselves that's so big that I'm just like, I don't even want to amplify this dream. Your dream is awesome. Your dream is the stuff all dreams should be made of, and I'm excited to work with you to create it. Like, let's go, let's do this. Because when you're living for something that is just big and amazing and outstanding, life feels great. It's not going to be perfect, but during those trials and tribulations where you're tested and things don't seem like they look right, it's great to have a big vision for yourself in your life to keep you going. So if you'd like some more clarity on your vision, if you'd like some support creating an action plan, if you're really ready to take your life to the next level, whatever that means, whether it's moving from day-to-day struggles to really having a 3-month plan, a year plan, like whatever that looks like for you, I love having conversations about vision and clarity. So please message me on Facebook, share this with someone that you feel is just ready to take their life to that next level. And I would love to just have a conversation and remind you, you're already great. Sometimes we just forget and we just need someone to reflect it back to us. And I would love to reflect how amazing you are and to share in the deliciousness of who you are and what you've created in your life. So please reach out. I look forward to hearing from you and have a wonderful day.